Yo, this is wild. Some of y'all Chiefs fans been talking mad reckless in these comments. It's alright though. We gonna scalp that ass and bring you motherfuckers back crashing down to earth. What's up? It's your boy Cintron coming back at you with another reaction / analysis video today and news. And I kid you not, it's my real name. And man, we finna get into some of these comments. I selected 5 comments that I saw in various YouTube videos and highlighting some delusional Chiefs fans that are talking reckless heading into Super Bowl 57 against the Eagles. So let's dive into it, man. Let's dive into it. So Chief Blue 4298 here says Chiefs had one of the toughest schedules while the Eagles had the cupcake schedule. Y'all act like the NFC is good while the AFC isn't, which is wrong. This is false. The Eagles played 10 teams with a winning record at the end of the season, and the Chiefs only played 6. So, common misconception. People often go off of strength of schedule, but when is strength of schedule determined? What is it determined by? It's determined by the previous year's record. So what the did that have to do with the 2022 season? When you obviously have a team finished with a record that states that this was their 2022 record, not their 2021 record. That's useless information. So it just makes strength of schedule null and void once the season starts. Because nobody's going to lay down and say, oh, sir, you won 11 games last year. Let's just pay you due respect. Man, fuck you. Come out here and prove for 60 minutes that you're the fucking better team. So this is just dumb. It's asinine. And actually, the NFC finished with a better overall record against the AFC. So that, again, proves your point to be felonious. The NFC was the overall better conference this year. And yeah, you can take individual games, whatever, and people want to take shots at the NFC East. We still finished with 3 teams with winning records and none with losing, because the Washington Commanders had, I think, 8-8-1. So they didn't end up on the losing side of things. And they were 1 win away, technically, from making it to the playoffs. We would have had a record 4 teams in the playoffs. So NFC least went back to NFC beast. Just dumb, man. And Dallas beat the Cincinnati Bengals. The Giants beat the Ravens. So they're like, oh, you can't beat these AFC teams. Like, our rivals are out here handling y'all asses. And the Eagles were undefeated against the AFC this year, so. Anyways, let's move on to the next comment. Lost. Take that and hold that L, bitch. All right, let's zoom. All right, number 1 Division 2 agent, or whatever, maybe. Eagles won't beat Mahomes and the Chiefs. They aren't ready for that kind of offense. Best pass protection line in the league. Mahomes just beat Burrow and the Bengals, who were on like an 11-game winning streak. KC beat the brakes off the 49ers, and they have virtually the same defense. All right, so many faulty things to get to here. But first, we aren't ready for that kind of offense. You guys are the number 1 offense in the league. We, with our backup, Gardner Minshew went toe-to-toe pretty much for the entirety of the game against the number 2 offense in the league, Dallas Cowboys. And they have, a plethora of weapons, not as many as KC does, but a plethora of weapons. And a pretty good quarterback in Dak Prescott when he gets out of his own way. That's a whole other case this whole season. But, yeah. And that wasn't even with Jalen Hurts in the game. The one we did win against the Cowboys was against their backup, so we're not going to even put that into the equation. But this is just ridiculous, man. And then this is my personal opinion, but we were playing a vanilla defense and someone on offense as well. to not expose what our plan was going to be, our strategy was going to be in the playoffs. We stuck to primarily zone defense when, we mixed it up in the playoffs, but we played a variety of coverages, but chiefly being manning up on these teams in the playoffs, playing aggressive, diametrically opposed to what we did in the regular season. So, but I mean, we still haven't played anybody this year. And it's chiefly in the playoffs. But best pass protection in the league, I think that you guys do have the numbers, like 88% protection rate. I don't know about if that includes the playoffs, but regular season, yeah. I mean, okay, cool. I'll give you that. I still think that line breaks down against the Eagles. Just too much firepower and just too strong coming in waves. Mahomes beat Burrow, and the Bengals were, the Bengals on an 11-game winning streak. And the San Francisco 49ers were on a 12-game winning streak, and we ended theirs. So I don't want to hear that shit. KC breaks out the 49ers. They were compromised on defense. So they weren't the same team. We faced them mostly healthy on defense, and you saw the result. So, I mean, just I'm here just to poke holes in those stupid fan theories, because you guys don't truly know the game. You don't watch film. Even if you do, you don't understand it. And you don't understand the complexity of the game, the different caveats that go, with the with each game, within each game, matchups and yeah, it's not when you play, it's not who you play, it's when you play them as well. I mean, there's so many things that go into it. But anyways, let's get into the next comment. All right, let's zoom. Chad, lots of teams get to the quarterback without injuring him in the first quarter. Not saying the Eagles hurt him on purpose. They're talking about Brock Purdy in the 49ers playoff championship, NFC championship game. But Burrow was sacked 5 times, but didn't have to leave the game. This is loony, but let's keep going. If Burrow left in the first quarter, Bengals fans rightly could argue that the result was skewed due to the injury. I don't see why this is an issue. Okay. You cannot make excuses, bro. Injuries are a fucking part of the game. The Eagles starting the same 22 at the beginning of the season and ending with the same 22 in the Super Bowl is a rarity. Rarely does that happen. I mean, I don't even remember the last time it happened. Like, same 11 on offense, same 11 on defense. But it's a part of the game. That's why you have a backup. You wouldn't have a backup without, if your starter was guaranteed to play or it was a good probability, there would be little to no use to invest heavily in backups. But the average NFL career is 3 years. So there's a reason why they invest heavily in training, raising up these backups, because you need them. The probability that you're going to need them over the course of a long season, and it's been, prolonged by one extra game in the modern era, is high. He got hurt. I mean, who cares if he got hurt on the first play, the second play, the last play of the game, the second and last play? It's a calculated risk going into a game. You're juggling and playing Russian roulette with your game day roster by selecting positions, you're going to beef up, you're going to be, go heavy at, and you're going to go light at. Aren't the same players are available as far as free agency, and especially in a draft as well, are available to all 32 teams, with, of course, it being slanted towards the team that picked first. But if someone's drafted in the second round, you had a chance to draft them. That's on you, as well as coaching. On that play he got injured on, that was a backup, not even a starting, but a backup tight end against our leading sacker. Who called that formation? Who called that play? I mean, you're just making up excuses for these guys at this point. So who cares if Burrow was sacked 5 times? It's just the luck of the fucking draw. Hassan Reddick did not go out to injure Brock Purdy. It just happened. But he hit him with enough force and at the right timing, that he knocked him out of the game and effectively, in his effectiveness. And then, rarely have I seen it done twice in a game. We knocked out their backup as well. That was not Providence. We did that. Ah, man. So people saying it was an unfair match. If Nick Foles would have lost to the Patriots or lost to the Vikings or lost to the Falcons, and we won a Super Bowl, nobody would have been saying, "Oh, well." But if is a dumbass word in this case, in this scenario, nobody is going to make excuses for you. That's a loser's way of thinking. To quote a famous YouTuber, "You're a victim." So this is just asinine. All right, next comment. All right, let's zoom. Don Armstrong says, Eagles look good, but they've been playing JV quarterbacks all year, even in the playoffs. If the Eagles played in the AFC West, AFC East, or AFC North, they would not win. You gotta be kidding me. Let's get to that part first. The AFC West was garbage. 2 teams with double-digit losses. The Denver Broncos and who else? The Raiders. Garbage. AFC East. We'd have, competition. But the top 2 teams, the Bills and the Dolphins, both made the playoffs. So, and the Patriots didn't have a better record than that. So we would have been in the top of the division. Let's just say number 2. We still go to the playoffs. Who cares if you win the division? You make it to the playoffs. You're playing with, like, there's so many elements that go into that. The AFC North, the Bengals and the Ravens made it, and we had better records than both. So what the fuck are you even talking about? Even stripping away a couple wins, I'll spot you a couple wins. We still go to the playoffs as a number 2 or the number 1. You look at the individual games. Because you don't get to make the schedule. You just play who's on the schedule. Who even cares if the AFC's a weak division for a couple years running, or the NFC's a weak division a couple years running? You still have to win the games to get to the next round, or get to the championship game, or get to the Super Bowl. Like, all these fucking excuses, man. When Brock Purdy beat certain teams this year, oh, he's all worldly. People talking him up. Then when he plays us, oh, it's too bad he got hurt. No, we put him out the fucking game. We beat him, whether you like it or fucking not. Giants, they played the Vikings. Man, he's a historical quarterback. He's the 3rd quarterback ever to throw for 300 and rush for 70 plus. We made him look JV-ish. Like, okay, we haven't played the caliber of quarterbacks that the Chiefs have. Okay, what can we do about that? You're acting like we make the schedule. We don't. And it's more than just the individual that we're playing against. It's a QB against our defense, but also our offense versus their defense. And we played some statistically good defenses this year. But hey, man, whatever you guys gotta make up to make yourselves sleep at night, it's ridiculous. How do you even and then if we beat the Chiefs, Mahomes was hobbled. Like, there will be some excuse that you'll make up. Like, it's just ridiculous. Look at the stats closer. Like, don't just look at the pure numbers. Look at the numbers inside the numbers. I mean, like, it's ridiculous, man. All right, let's get to the last comment. Miles Pone. I don't know how to say your name. Pone, whatever. It might be Poon because of the way you acting. That's a very optimistic reading of what happened. Under 4 yards of play, it's not beating into submission, it's getting shut down on offense. So he's talking about the 49ers holding the Eagles to under 4 yards of play, and that not beating them into submission. Well, how many rushing yards were the 49ers allowing up until now? About 74 and a half, 73 yards a game, and we rushed for 148 rushing yards. Okay, 3.7 a clip. I don't care about that. We did enough to win the game. And also, they couldn't stop us. 2 signs of that. Scored 4 touchdowns, tied for a record in a championship game. AFC and NFC. That's domination. I don't care if you didn't score any other way. You didn't even score any special teams points. That's pure domination. So, that and time of possession. We possessed the ball for most of the game. Because those drives, running the ball, they couldn't stop it. They couldn't get us off the field. You want to get 3 and out, it's best case scenario, or have them punt. We did early in the game after the opening scoring drive, but after we scored, long drives and then culminating in a score. It means that you didn't stop us. Doesn't matter what. I don't care if it's 2.2. I don't even care if it's abysmal. You score, especially if it's on a long drive. That's demoralizing for a defense. Holding to a field goal, that's a win. But they didn't. We scored on them. So that number, that's a stat like that's misleading. Because we didn't even play our best game. Had Jalen Hurts had 120 passing yards, and we still won 31-7. And it's not just isolated. You can't just look at offense success or lack thereof. Our defense dominated. First, they knocked Purdy out the game, and then knocked Johnson out the game. That in itself is just domination. But then you left them with no options at quarterback. So you pretty much guaranteed a win, which made the offense's job easy. When we're scoring, okay, it's 7-7. They tied it up after, we knocked Purdy out the game and have their backup Johnson in the game. Then we knock him out the game. They have no hope. Why would you go out there and put the ball at risk turnovers, putting the ball through the air, when it kills more clock to run the ball and they can't stop it? You just want us to win a different way for the sake of a fucking argument. For style points. That's fucking dumb. That's a fan's perspective. That's Madden. This ain't a fucking video game. I'm here trying to win some real hardware. You dumb schmuck. Man, so, anyways, these are 5 comments. I might do another video if this one, goes viral, but you're not even watching though. So let's get to some news around the league. All right, Tom Brady is set to join Fox Sports in fall 2024. He's gonna take I'm gonna say the leap year, a year off, spend time with his family, his kids, between New York and Miami, and that 10-year, $375 million contract is still waiting on him. So he'll add a lot to their broadcast booth. It's coming from Mark Sanchez's job. He can't stop knocking that man down, replacing him first in his division, now in a whole nother division. But, he's a smart, intelligent, acute mind, and he'll add a lot to the broadcast booth, similar to Tony Romo, and I believe probably better. But we'll see if his personality if he can bring that out, can mesh with sports entertainment on the commentating and analyst side. But he has a lot to bring to the game. I mean, he's a 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, has a pedigree, self-made guy, hard worker. He's going to put that same energy and focus and passion into the booth. So can't wait to see him. It'll be exciting. And we have to wait a little bit, but, good things come to those who wait. All right, next, Brian Flores hired as the new Vikings D coordinator. coming over from the Steelers as a defensive assistant, linebackers coach. He's gonna give a lot to them. His defenses when he was head coach of the Miami Dolphins, tough, hard nosed, and had good ratings, and we're a solid group of guys. So I think he'll bring a lot to the Vikings there, bring some toughness, and maybe retool that group and help them get back to more of the 2017, 2016 ways. I mean, they were pretty much a dominating defense. The mid to latter part of the 2010s. So I think it's a very good hire for them. Very accountable guy. Next, the Eagles send off the Philadelphians. We had a pep rally, and they sent us off to Arizona. So that was nice to see. Just canoodling with the gang and giving a little bit of speeches here and there. But these guys, they're fired up, and already in Glendale now. So just good to see the team. The teams being supported by the local community. And there were thousands of people, man. It was a huge crowd, and just kind of giving them that final push going into Glendale. And they're handling media week good so far, but we'll see because it's just a big distraction. See how they we'll see how if they were able to truly focus in during the week on Monday for me. AJ Green retiring from the NFL after 12 seasons. It was a good run, man. He was like a 4th overall pick by the Bengals, and then he had 1,000 yards. I think 4 of his first 5 or 6 seasons. Very solid weapon for them, kind of spiritual successor, but an upgrade from Ocho Cinco, and he brought a lot to that organization. Professionalism. He didn't really have a guy in there showing him how to do it. So he's like kind of a self-made guy, and it was always him and Jones from Alabama. It was just beautiful. Like they were always going to be compared to Quavaris, and man, he had a solid very very solid career, quasi pro football Hall of Fame career, but I think if he does get in, it'll be a while. He'd have to wait a while, and but he was very very prolific. He went out on the quieter end with the Arizona Cardinals, but still gave him some quality snaps and quality years. So salute to you, AJ. All right. Next, L'Jarius Sneed was cleared from concussion protocol, so he'll be playing in the Super Bowl. Like, he's their best, most seasoned quarter. He's a 3-year vet, and it's crazy to say because he went to the Eagles, and he'd be the newbie, pretty much, sparing our backups from the conversation. But he's a good solid corner, but he's got a tall task from Smitty, the Slim Reaper, Watkins, and Quez Watkins, and AJ Brown. It'll be interesting to see how he holds up, but that's good news for the Chiefs. And also Kadarius Toney, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Hilaire Edwards, the running back, diminutive guy, are also they were questionable, but they were able to get out there and practice as well. Chiefs had actually a padded practice their first day back, and then went back to like probably shells or just light walkthrough. So yeah, they're getting some guys back, but how healthy will those guys be? We'll see, because Juju was that knee was swollen up, and Kadarius ankles are always like that, and Patty's gonna be better than with 2 weeks of rest, but we'll see how Mahomes holds up as well. Man, I'm doing an alligator roll if I'm tackling him. I'm within 3 steps, I'm pushing him on his back every freaking time. All right, CJ Gardner Johnson put Julian Love in his freaking place, and I love it. This man is going to be extended by the Eagles, most likely. Love it though. He's not a captain this year, but Julian Love, went on Good Morning Football and complained about the Eagles, and sour grapes, because he was like, "Oh, anybody can coach the Eagles to success." We know that's not true. Why would you go out and just say something like that in future bulletin board material? Okay, maybe it doesn't really factor into it, but those guys are gonna remember that shit. They'll be chirping now. but he got basically, looking like a 40 whiner. And GJ was like, okay, bro. I mean, you can say that, but pick up your face mask. And what does that say about you guys over there? You're a captain, and you talking like that. Like, it just looks foolish. Like, nobody's gonna fucking listen to you. It shows what you guys, got going on over there. You're the captain, and you're speaking out like this. And you know, if you would have, put your money where your mouth is and played like you're supposed to, or like, back up your talk like you're, supposedly doing now, just empty words, you would have been in our position. But you're not. So basically, kindly and succinctly, your whole argument was assassinated. So shut the fuck up. Love it. Love it. All right, the Jalen Hurts extension wanted before Burrow, gets his. And there's a couple quarterbacks coming up that are looking at an extension. And, man, because we know that if we wait until after those big, names, those other top quarterbacks sign, man, it's going to be like, oh, I want their money. I want what they got, boss. And, there's certain parameters in place, and it'll most likely be adding on to his final year of his deal. And it won't kick in until 2024. So 2023, it'll still be kind of under. Well, it won't be a huge cap hit. Most likely give him a bonus. A lot of front loaded money to bring that number down, and it won't really kick in until the next calendar year. So it'll give us another shot at signing guys and having some wiggle room there. But who knows where it could be? It could be $50 million, but most likely the starting price is going to be around $46 million or so. So we'll see. Is he taking more team friendly deal? I don't think so, because Jalen's like, I deserve this, I earn this, and we'll see. But it can handicap the team moving forward. So that is something to take into consideration, and we'll see if he does, what Brady has has always done, but he's retired now, so had always done. Sorry, English fails me at this point, but take a more team-friendly deal so that he could put more pieces around him. I lean towards that, and also somewhere still towards the higher echelon. Definitely not under 40, and not under 43, I don't think, but we'll see. All right, final thing we're gonna get to here, Frank Clark taking shots at the Eagles O-line, saying that they haven't faced a line like theirs. It's like, bruh, everybody wants to come out and say this. Everyone wants to be the next me guy, and it's like, they come out looking dumb. The 49ers line is better than yours. There are a couple other lines that are comparable. Yeah, you had 55 sacks, but yeah, you're still second place behind our line, which is beastly. And the Eagles practice against our D line, so prepared? Come on now. Similar in dimensions, like what's his name? Fletcher Cox is similar in size to Frank Clark. And we've handled guys that like lines that have a superstar and other formidable guys. Eric Armstead is formidable. Kinlaw is okay. Ebukam is decent. Bosa is their great player. Neutralize. There was no pressure last week from the defensive line, just rushing straight out, not including blitzes. And even we gave Jalen Hurts ample time and ample outs. So I mean, it's crazy that he can try try and hype himself up or look at it like that. It's like, what lens are you seeing it through? Who knows? But we're gonna see Sunday, man. I Monday for me here in Japan. I can't wait, bro. Can't wait. So I'm about to fly the coop, get up out of here, fly Eagles fly, and let's motherfucking go. Like, comment, share.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron, Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.